Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We've got some X-Wing news to talk about. We got a couple of previews of the new Rogue class and big news coming for Star Wars Celebration. There's going to be an exclusive Ahsoka painted Delta 7 available at the convention, which I'm sure is going to spring up lots of opinions from people like you. So let's go ahead and get this admin stuff out of the way, and then I'll get into the meat of the video. If you guys are new here, we are still giving away a Shadow Collective core set in the form of a $70 Amazon gift card. If you want to enter to win that, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. I'll also invite you to check the links in the description below. You can join the Discord. We got a painting competition going on running through next month in there, and other links are down there you can check out. Also, big thanks to today's sponsor, Luxury Playstyle. Amazing full metal tokens. You're going to love these tokens. They're absolutely outstanding. They have them for X-Wing. They have them for Legion. They make great prize support. They make great gifts. It's Father's Day is coming up around. If you play games with your kids or with your folks, let them know, or maybe surprise somebody that's close to you with some awesome tokens. They're double-sided. They come in a variety of finishes. They're absolutely spectacular. If you use code Crabbok VIP, you're going to save 15%. Orders of $35 or more get a free Crabbok token thrown in. You can use that to mark critical hits, for example, or just light side versus dark side. It's got lightsaber nunchucks on it. It's the coolest thing ever. So let's go ahead and talk about the first part of our video, which is going to be the Ahsoka Tano exclusive. So at Celebration, there is going to be 150 of these each day. And this is basically a Delta 7. It's just a repaint. So a little bit different than some of the other exclusives we've seen before. We have seen repaints before. This is actually not even the first Delta 7 repaint that we've seen. I think they had the Plo Koon one a while back. So we're getting an Ahsoka Tano Delta 7 repaint. This is going to be available for people who attend Star Wars Celebration. There's only going to be 150 of these per day. Now there's 4 days. That means 600. That's not that many. This is going to be probably pretty rare. I don't know if there will be any of these left over, because it doesn't say Star Wars Celebration exclusive. It says 2022 convention exclusive. Now that could be because of a number of different reasons. Maybe they didn't know if Star Wars Celebration was going to happen. Maybe they didn't know if they would be able to have been at Star Wars Celebration. This could have even been made by Fantasy Flight, like in advance, because like some of the last stuff we saw said convention exclusive that you could order, like the Chrome N1s and things like that. There were like digital online only conventions and things like that. So it's very possible that they kind of got ahead in getting some stuff ordered and printed and in preparation for if 2022 ended up happening with in-person conventions, things like that. I don't know. It's really speculation on my part. But one thing that's important is that last Celebration, the Darth Vader exclusive that was a Star Wars Celebration exclusive actually said Star Wars Celebration exclusive. It didn't say convention exclusive. Now, that could mean that that this one may not have been initially earmarked for Star Wars Celebration, or it also could mean that, they just decided, hey, it would be better future proofing to just make all convention exclusives say convention exclusive. Now, the good news here, if you can't get one, is that it won't be functionally any different than the existing Delta 7s. And it doesn't even, like, at a glance, this one's, like, similar enough to, like, the Delta 7 that you may already have, like that it's gonna, like, it obviously looks different than Anakin's, but it's gonna look similar to Obi-Wan's, like, that, you may... Up close, obviously, you'll be able to tell the difference. But this is the same color schemes. It's that Republic red and white color scheme. So I don't know if it's going to be all that different. But it is going to be convention exclusive. And since there's only going to be 150 of these a day, I don't know how many they'll really have and what the availability is going to be like. So a little throwback to the last Star Wars Celebration. And hopefully, there's some changes made. There's these pins. Everybody sells pins. Every vendor has like these pins. It was like this for the last couple of celebrations. Pins are a big deal at Star Wars Celebration. And at the time it was the Fantasy Flight Games kind of booth. They would give you a pin if you spent like $30. And the only thing they had that was $30 was the exclusive Darth Vader. So people who didn't even want it were buying just the Darth Vader just to get the pin. And I had heard that somebody said they saw somebody even throwing them in the trash. You know, I don't know if that's true, but there was definitely people who were buying it just with the idea of like, oh, I guess I'll just buy this and resell it or something like that. So I don't know if there's going to be pins. I don't know if they're going to require something that costs more than this or what. So hopefully these are going to people that actually want them. If I'm able to get one, I'll certainly do a review. But I don't even know if I'll be able to get one or not. I know there were some, because I will be at Star Wars Celebration. I'll be doing some demoing for different Star Wars games. So I would expect that I might have the opportunity to pick one of these up. But I know there were also some criticisms that, hey, if you were working the booth, you shouldn't be able to buy the stuff there, and it's, you know, so I guess we're just gonna see what happens. If I can pick one up, I can pick one up. That's great. But before anybody says, "Hey, can you grab an extra one for me?" If they're this limited in quantity, there's virtually no chance I'll have an opportunity to get more than one. And frankly, I wouldn't do that even if I could, because I heard horror stories from people that went all the way out to Chicago Celebration to try to get one of the Darth Vader, the limited edition Darth Vaders, and couldn't. And even people who, like, that was their whole purpose of going, to get that each and every day, and they couldn't get one. And I would hate to be the reason that somebody didn't get one. So I wouldn't take a second one even if I could. Unless, of course, it's like the final day and they have extra, you know, which is certainly possible. We kind of know that some things were extremely limited, right? Some exclusives. The Vader was by far the most limited. Then you also had the limited Obi-Wan in Star Wars Legion. In Essen, that one was pretty limited. But then when they got around to certain other ones, like the Chrome N1 for X-Wing, you could order that. Then there was other. I think the Plo Koon was Worlds. I ended up not getting one of those. I didn't have the opportunity to go to Worlds. But when they got around to like the Luke Skywalkers that are like the Hoth Commander Luke Skywalkers for Star Wars Legion, you know, like that one went out to stores, and it seems like that they made those in larger quantities. So it's possible that this might be something that is made in larger quantities, and that might also be available. They may do a limited like online order if you can't get it at the con or something like that, or they may say, hey, these are also available at Gen Con, something like that. It is all possible. I know that last year, or no, sorry, it wasn't even last year, it was like 3 years ago at Star Wars Celebration Chicago, I was told that the deal that they had to have with the convention was that it had to stay exclusive for 1 year. However, we haven't seen that same Vader sculpt show up again since, so who knows what will happen. But I'll bring you more information as it becomes available. If I can get one of these, then I'd love to do an unboxing and review for you guys. So stay tuned for that. And of course, I'll be bringing coverage from Star Wars Celebration for any cool stuff that we're able to get out of there. Maybe there's something, maybe there'll be more news and announcements. I did a video just the other day on some of my predictions for that event. So I know some people don't like the idea of exclusives. I get it. But I figure something like this is pretty harmless, considering people already repaint things anyway. And really, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. You're just going to get, I don't know if you're going to get like a different dial or something like that. Some other fancy little Ahsoka inside cardboard stuff also could be. But it's just aesthetics. There's no gameplay value that's going to change with this. I know at least with the Legion stuff, you are getting a different sculpt, but in here you're getting the same sculpt. So I mean, some people may have already repainted. Some people may already have this already if they repainted it like this themselves. So it's not as big a deal when it's just a repaint, especially in a game that a lot of people like to repaint already anyway. So that's my 2 cents on this matter. And again, as we learn more, it does seem like they're pretty limited with only 150 a day. Those are going to be gone in like the first 5 minutes, right? I feel like those, well, probably within the first 20 minutes. So if you are at Celebration and you want to get one of these, each day you got to be lined up to go right in, go straight to the Atomic Mass Games booth and try to get otherwise you won't be able to do it. You know, they may have more information, but that would be my suggestion to you. Make that your top priority if you are going to be there. Let's keep moving on. All right, so we got some previews of Magnaguards in the Rogue-Class Starfighter. I want to talk about these guys a little bit. It's kind of cool to see the Magnaguards in this one. I actually didn't know that they flew these, so that's cool. it's an interesting thing because somebody also brought up that like, hey, maybe we'll get one of these from the Mandalorian because you had them the Rogue-Class in Mandalorian season 1, which is kind of cool. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if they've shown us 100% of the pilots yet. There could still be potentially some more. I'm not really sure on that because again, with a 2-ship pack, it could be more, it could be less. But yeah, again, the Rogue-Class, 2 attack, 2 agility, 5 hull, 2 shields. It's got, of course, these guys are droid pilots, but your droid pilots are going to have calculate, but your human pilots or your humanoid, your organic pilots are going to have focus, either chained into a boost or a barrel roll that's red, or evade chained into or linked into a red barrel roll. You can have a regular target lock or a red boost by itself. So a lot of repositional stuff. We also get to look at the dial in today's preview. I'll show you that a little bit later on. Is you do have networked calculation on the droid versions, whereas you do not. You have the separate bullseye ability that actually stops other people from basically modifying green dice with tokens if they're in your bullseye arc on your organic pilots. But we have a Magnaguard at an initiative 3, which is a generic. And since it's a generic, it's probably going to be extremely expensive and have like virtually no loadout points. This is the new trend right now, is that it seems like Atomic Mass doesn't want people flying generics. They would much rather you play a named pilot, since they'll make a named pilot the same price as a generic and give it more free upgrades with the higher loadout value. So I would guess that the Magnaguard Protector, our next one, will be probably the superior option out of these. And I think it is anyway, so it's definitely a preferable option because it's actually a really cool ability to run 2 of these. And since you get 2 of these in a pack, I'm hoping you get 2 of these cards. Since, again, you get 2 ships. Why not run 2? And yeah, hopefully you get 2 of these cards and 2 bases for the Magnaguard Protector. Magnaguard Protector is an initiative 4. It's limited with 2 pips, so you can only run 2 of them in a build. And they have a setup ability. It says, set up after placing forces, assign the guarded condition to one friendly ship other than Magnaguard Protector. So this is really cool to protect, your General Grievous or your high value target. There's somebody that they're going to definitely want to go after, or somebody who's very fragile. It's just a super cool condition, and you can have 2 of these guys. Now they're not both going to be able to put guarded out there, right? Because guarded is limited. So the guarded condition itself is limited. It does say, while you defend, if you are not in the attacker's bullseye arc, roll 1 additional defense die for each friendly calculating or evading Magnaguard Protector in the attack arc. So you're going to want to fly these guys close together. You want at least 1 close to you. You're going to probably want 2 more. That's pretty cool, though. You can get up to 2 extra defense dice every time you're defending if you're not in the bullseye arc. So it's thematic. It seems really cool. It seems potentially pretty powerful, but it also makes you a little predictable because you'll want to have everybody really close in range. And I think it's a very cool card. Even though if you do have 2 of the Magnaguard Protectors, you're still only able to put 1 guarded out there. But that's all right. Now, granted, this is only done at setup. So if you lose your Magnaguard Protectors, that's not going to matter. Or if you lose your target, they're not going to be able to protect somebody else. They're assigned a target during setup. And that's it. That's the end of it. So that's going to do it. We also have the dial to look at. Now, these guys have a lot of maneuverability. They have lots of turning potential and a couple of ways to turn around. They got a 5K turn, so they can go way out there and turn around, which is really cool. They don't have a 1 straight, but that's about the only thing they don't have, right? They got 1 banks, 1 hard turns. They've got all the 2s, including a 2 talon roll. So 2 banks, 2 turns, 2 straight. A good amount of blue there. The two banks are blue. The 1 banks are blue. They got a 3 straight blue, a 4 straight blue. Like a lot of that. They've even got the 3 banks white, and then the 3 turns. The 3 turns are red, so they're not the most maneuverable ship out there, but they're pretty darn maneuverable. And then you got the 4 straight blue, the 5 straight white, and of course the 5K turn. So you can turn around with the 2 talon rolls and the 5K K turn. So a lot of abilities to turn around, a lot of abilities to fly information with other ships, and a lot of abilities to fly information with each other. You just don't have, the only thing you don't really have is the slow approach with the 1 straight. But it's still pretty maneuverable. You combine all of these maneuvers with the fact that you can easily calculate, or if you're organic, focus and chain that into a booster barrel roll. And I think you've got one of the more maneuverable ships and one of the more repositionable ships in the game. Repositionable, is that a word? I think that's a word. I think repositionable is a word. Otherwise, it would be repositioning. It's repositionable. Okay. Sometimes I may invent words mid description, so it happens from time to time. All right, guys. I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know what you think of the new stuff that we've got from the Rogue class. Also want to hear your thoughts on the Ahsoka Tano custom painted Celebration exclusive, or at least 2022 convention exclusive. What are your thoughts on convention exclusives? Do you think Atomic Mass Games will do more of these? Do you think we'll even see some non-Star Wars convention exclusives like Marvel Crisis Protocol convention exclusives? I don't know, because they kind of did something similar to that with those alternate sculpt Spider-Man versus Dr. Octopus. They're going to do more stuff like that, maybe. The rumors are that they're going to do this for all of the starting characters, and I don't know if any of those will be convention exclusive or not. It's just a thing. It's just a thing that happens. I know some people hate it, and of course, the people that go and can get one, it's really cool. Unfortunately, it sometimes also leads to scalpers, which is not cool. It's not cool. I would love to have an extra one of these to do giveaways with. That would be a really cool thing to do. I don't know if that'll even be an option, but who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Maybe they'll have actually more. Maybe they have 150 minimum, and maybe they'll have some extras. And maybe at the end of the show, they'll have a whole bunch extra, and maybe I'll have an opportunity to get one at the very, very end, having not denied anyone else their ability to get one. So that would be really cool. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for hanging out. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing and help make this channel possible. Thank you for your continued support. And as always, don't forget, your shoes go on your feet, your gloves go on your hands, and your hat goes on your bottom. No, wait, on your head. That's right, on your head.